call the benevolent beings of light, archangels, and ascended masters to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
Faith is not believing that God can, it's knowing that He will. And this is about praying, getting an answer to your prayers. God is always listening. So just know it, believe it in your heart when you say a prayer. It may not play out the way that you had said it or visioned it in your mind, but it definitely will be given an answer. Thank you. Blu-ray Starseed. Although all of you have worked on all the different colors of the spectrum, all of them, including the ones that are etheric, the pastels, so we find out. Right now, you are concentrating on the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is the will of God, the will of God. And this particular energy, Archangel Michael, is absolutely there for us, helping us through this very, very difficult transition. The transition is mental, emotional, and physical, all of which is going to bring us into our divine potential. The information on this video is so important. Please watch it again in your free time. I know that all of you are having some of these experiences, such as the ability to feel energy shifts. Did you ever walk into a room and your gut just turns into a knot? Did you ever approach somebody and feel like you just came together with someone you know forever? And the minute you two look at each other, you know that there is a relationship that's already developed. It's just a matter of timing that you came together again. This energy, sensing energy, if you're sitting with someone and they're talking away about stuff, just stuff, but you're sitting there and you're feeling as if they're suffering from something that they actually want to talk about, but they don't know if they should bring it up. And then somehow we bring them to that place so that we can start talking about the valuable issues at hand. You will always find that people that come to you, and I'm talking 99.9% of the time, are going to come to you with something you've already been through and that you understand, because there's no wasting of energy. The universe is going to latch you two together so that you can bring them some guidance from your experience. Not tell them what to do, just tell them your story of what you went through. I had that happen twice today with people, strangers that I met. It was really amazingly fun. And the look on their faces, because I understood to the depths of my being what they had gone through. You see? That's how we are going to be used, if we're willing to, with everyone that God brings to us. I'm talking about your own higher self, knowing the list of contracts we have with everybody that comes our way. That's what I'm talking about. That part of you that is the divine one. The ability to transmute negative energies. Now, the way it was said there could be misconstrued that you're supposed to take that into your body and then transmute it from there. As I told you the story probably 3 times now or more, Jesus gave me a lecture that I never forgot. And it was never, ever take it in. Yes, you're going to feel it. And that's, I believe, what this was trying to tell us. It's coming into your energy field and you're recognizing it as dense energy or fear or anger or whatever, wherever it hits you in your body. And the transmutation is you expanding the light that comes through you. Just keep expanding it, and it will engulf whoever is around you, especially when you're in a crowd. Make sure you keep expanding your light field. Just send out that love from you and just love everyone and everything around you. Anything that is alive, that is energy, that is living material, an animal, a plant, a person, is going to feel this love, is going to be lifted in that love and light because it's divine. So never get the idea that you should be taking this in. Now, the confusion can happen when you're dealing with something. Let's say somebody comes up to you and you start talking, and then it becomes an argument. And it becomes ugly and dark and it hurts and it's like, your head feels like it's going to explode. As you practice being in this light, all you need to do is zip it. Don't defend yourself because you don't have to. And just project love and light. Look at them with such love in your eyes and really feel that love as it goes out from you. Walk away, go off by yourself, and do what you have to do to rid yourself of that same energy that still exists inside you. That's your holy moment to get rid of it forever. Not to just do the nice stuff that we said at first. What you're doing when you do that is you're actually protecting yourself and also trying to lift the person. If they don't accept the light, it's just going to come back to you and bless you. So nothing is lost, ever, ever. Nothing's lost. If toxic people are in your life, it is an opportunity for you to see that there's still energy in you matching that same level. Not that you're doing the same thing. It's just the same frequency that still remains in you. They're a gift to you. A gift. You didn't know it was there. You're practicing the presence. You're enjoying life. You're loving people. So what the heck? The only way to free yourself is to take that gift that they just handed you of recognizing, if I had this experience, I drew it to me for a very important reason. I don't need to defend myself, because if there's only one person on this planet, that would be you. Then all you're doing is seeing and experiencing yourself at another stage of your evolution. Maybe you haven't done this in 20, 30 years, told someone off and was brutal with them because you were in a bad mood. So recognize the gift you're being given, take care of it off by yourself. And I don't hang around toxic people. If they want to be like that, I've got the gift. I went off and took care of it. And when I was done cleansing myself from it, filled myself with light, and then I thanked them with all my heart for showing me something I had no idea was still inside me. I was doing counseling recently, and believe me, I had no clue what was going to happen after I got off that call. I had 15 minutes. So I reviewed the conversation, the healing, the advice, everything. Because when you give advice, it's for you. You're talking to you. And so if they get the gift who you were talking to, that's wonderful. But you best be listening to what you said, because now it's on you to carry through. And so I went over it and I went, oh my God, my stomach went in a knot when so-and-so said this. And I said, could it be that I had that level of energy somewhere? And soon as I asked, I started to cry, not hysterical, but I started to cry. I had the release of that energy finally. So as you bless all of this into the violet flame, send it off from you. You are healing yourself, and with the love that you send out to that person that sent it to you, they are being lifted as well. And if you don't mean it because you have a lot of, let's say, negative energy with that person and it's repeating and repeating, you may not be able to want to kiss them and hug them. So keep working at it until it's cleaned in you. You know, that's an indicator. I still have that in me, because I can't face it. I hate it. I don't like that part of myself. And I'm telling you, miracles happen in your life. You don't draw those kind of people to you anymore. If somebody you witness is going through something and you don't feel upset, you know you're there to push some light into the whole situation. Like the lady that was very angry at her child. He was just being a kid, but she was not in the mood. And she let go on that kid. My heart hit the floor, and I just started pushing light into her and to him. And I just kept doing it. And the little boy, he was, trying not to cry. The tears were running down his face, and everything stopped. I stayed around purposely, trying to not be conspicuous, because I wanted to see what would happen if I kept sending that light. And it happened. She stopped her yelling. She realized the kid was really upset. She picked him up and hugged him, and my work was done. And then I left. I don't need thanks. The gift was seeing it, and the gift is doing it, even if you don't see it. That's why you're here. That's why you've been through what you have. All of us have been through different experiences. We might have had really great parents, some of us, and some of us not. But we chose them. Just remember, they didn't go searching the universe for us. We searched them out and asked them to serve us, because we knew what we were coming in with, and we needed to be shown what we needed to see. Okay? So you're not taking anything in. It's hitting your energy field, and then you act on it. Okay? When you start defending yourself and yelling, all you do is get the same energy going, and it just creates more of a problem, because now it's really, really getting bad, and everybody is fuming, but nothing is being resolved. The fixer. Are you a fixer? Do people look to you to help them to understand how to get out of the mess that they're in? Do people look to you for answers? I know they do. Whether it's in your professional life, family, friends, strangers. Do people just tell you the deepest things sometimes, I mean, you know nothing about them. And for some reason, they feel safe and they tell you their story. And that is your moment to really pay attention and listen. Really, because it's a great gift. It's an honor. It just, it humbles me when people do this because I am trustworthy and they know it. And they can tell me what they need to say that they can't tell anybody else. They can't because they don't want them to know. Sometimes it's easier to tell a stranger because they're going to be gone. They're not going to tell the rest of the relatives. They're not going to, be in my life anymore. It's just somebody. I know you're experiencing this. It's wonderful. It's grace. Okay. The creative arts. All of us have creative abilities. It doesn't have to be a painting, but it could. It doesn't have to be any particular gift. For me, it's writing. I can write in a way that it says everything I want to say, especially when I go back and correct all the little innuendos that I leave out because I know what I was thinking. Other people, they can speak and articulate their thoughts and bring understanding to people in such a simple way without making anything difficult. Such a gift, such a gift. Some people just have such a kind heart that you want to be around them 24/7 because they're just so gentle and kind and nice. Do you know people like that in your life? Is it you? Is it you? And then there is those that are agitators, and they're really good at it. They're really good at it. And they come into our life and they're the last person you want to hang out with. But take the gifts and then don't invite them to dinner. Okay? You'll have agita throughout the whole meal. I promise. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has a purpose in our life. Everyone. The meanies, the lovers, the kind ones, the bullies, everybody, all showing us a way that we were at some point in our life. And we know that it does because we have such anger in us about it. I hate that. I hate to see people do that. Oh, why do I hate it? I must have experienced it. I must have been what? The receiving end and the giving end. I did it on purpose. Why? Why do we take on these types of lives? Because we're here to learn everything about life. We're here to learn everything about ourselves. We're here to understand what it feels like to be on the receiving end of a bully and to be a bully. When I was a young teen, I was so angry from not having a voice when I was young and always getting hit instead of listened to that I tried to speak about what happened and nobody cared to hear. So the bullies in my family, my brother and sister, would always blame everything on me, and I'd get hit before anybody got to even explain that it had nothing to do with me. I just didn't have a voice. So I had to go through that experience, not saying anybody was bad in this whole scenario. But boy, did I learn to have a voice. And then I went to the other side. You couldn't shut me up to save your life. And that was the other side of it. And then I learned, okay, we got to slow down here. We've got to slow down. You're overwhelming people. Calm down, slow down, and take it easy. And I learned to do that. Took a long time because I still had a lot of anger I had to get out. You can say the same thing that would infuriate somebody or help them heal if you healed it in yourself first. It is like a miracle. I used to talk about stuff that other people were doing because they asked me, and they get mad at me. I can say the same thing now with great impact, and no one gets mad. They thank me for being so honest, not brutally honest, honest. People say to me, Barbara, I like to speak to you because I know you'll tell me the truth. I want to hear the truth. I don't want to hear what I want to hear because I know that I've done that long enough. I want the truth. So, what do I practice every day that I told you? I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. That's all you are. And if you keep using that as a mantra, I do it once every hour, unless I'm counseling, once every hour. I've done it for years now, 2 years, and now it's a way of life. And because I do the inner work, I don't just tell people, I do it too. I take full responsibility for my life. Then I can say things that other people would get slugged for saying. You do your inner work and cleanse yourself, and you also will have tremendous power in what you say and do, your actions, your thoughts, and your words. We are perfecting ourselves. And every time we get over an old pattern, we go to the next level. And then we start again on this little increment of frequency increase. All the rules change. I used to go so fast, I would just get used to the rules, and I was on another plane and I was doing more work that I said, whoa, I thought I was over this, but it goes deeper. As you go up, you go down into the depths of your being. What we teach here is the mastery beyond the human dilemma. What I'm talking about is your potential. I know it's true. Why do I know it's true? Not because some guy I don't even know wrote a book about it and said they did it, because I experience it. I experience it. So I can really tell you the peace that passes understanding doesn't come from Jesus coming down and giving it to you, because he can't. It comes when you take responsibility for what's happened in your life and cleanse it. Give it to God. If you feel anger come up and you're constantly trying to choke it back down so you don't get angry, get rid of the anger. Get rid of the anger. Just don't even have to know what triggers you. Just get rid of the raw anger or fear. If you constantly feel fear coming up in your gut, just take care of the fear. Let it go. Because a baby is born fearless. They don't have a clue if they walk into a campfire that they're going to burn up. They have no idea. So our divine innocence, our immaculate conception kind of thing, where our whole life is aiming towards that perfection of the innocence of purity, of truth, of love. Love so deep that you walk around, tears coming out of your eyes, anything beautiful that you look at. I have this beautiful plant. I don't even know what the bush is, but it has these gorgeous flowers on it. Oh, Rose of Sharon, God just told me. That's Rose of Sharon. And it is blossoming like I can't tell you. And I walked up to the shrub and I said, you are the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my life. It was stunning, gorgeous. I've never seen it bloom like this. I took a picture of it. If you want to see it, I'll send it to you. And that's you. That is you in your perfection. Yeah. When you look at something that is so beautiful, you like a sunset, a flower, a little animal look up at you with those big eyes and you almost melt. You just melt. Or a little kid goes, "Hi." It's like you feel all this emotion come up of love. What they were saying about our connection, all of us, our connection to these other groups that are coming in, the rainbows and the indigos. The indigos they're hard, very hard to be with. They are very hard to be with. They are so set in what their brain tells them that they don't move. They're like cement. And you can try all you want to move them, and they won't move. But we have such a sense of compassion that we feel their pain. We understand that they've come in, and this is exactly what they're supposed to portray. Some of them do it very well and are successful, and others just go down the drain because they're fighting themselves instead of helping to change the energy in the world. Our hearts are so in tuned to all of these ones. How many people here were born between 1950 and 1970? Very cool. So you're the targets for the first wave of these Blu-ray star seeds, the first wave. That means we had to go through a lot in this lifetime of loss, of pain and suffering, and of joy to understand all the dynamics, because those that are coming in have no idea what they're coming in, these 5D kids. They have no idea what 3D is all about. They're looking around with these eyes so wide because they don't understand what all of this anger and hate and ugliness and confusion is. They're coming in fresh and they're going, "Holy mackerel, what did I do? I did that back when I was a little kid." Can you imagine them now that everything is out in the open? This is not easy for these kids. And this is why I want this school, this 5D school for these kids. And the ones that are already damaged from the system and absorbing it and being part of it, we will heal them. We will heal them mentally and emotionally. Physically will happen on its own for them. And the wonderful part is the med beds are going to be coming in, and these kids will get the help that they need because they built a body that's kind of holding them down. They're not used to this. They're used to being on the other side where you don't have an enclosure. You can expand and contract as you wish. So this is a whole new experience for a lot of these kids. And I am meeting these babies wherever I go. I take one look at them and I go, "Oh my God, there they are. They're gorgeous. Look at every baby you see now, look at their eyes. You will know in a second they are not of this earth." Oh my Lord. Anyway, whew. All right, slow down, Barb. Okay, so the connections, yeah, with the indigo, the crystal, the rainbow, starseed children. The indigo are the toughest. They really are, and they can be their own worst enemies. And you know some of these people. The crystals are very beautiful. The rainbows are so beautiful. They're much easier to deal with. And they're actually being born into such dysfunctional families. It's my heart breaks. But they did it on purpose because they have contracts with these people to heal them. Yeah. There's no mistakes in the universe. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to talk about Yeah. Very important for you to keep your sanity as if you think this is over with what's going on here, I mean, we all pray and wish, but it's just going to keep impacting and imploding and going nuts around you. This has nothing to do with you. Okay. You got to keep reminding yourself, I'm witnessing this, but I'm not involved in it. Stay out of it. It's not for you. And if you get involved, it's going to be very hard on you. It is. It's going to drag you so far down that you're going to feel like you're drowning. And it gets worse every day of our life. Stay out of it. Concentrate on what you can do in your world with the people in your life to bring light, to bring joy. Concentrate on the remedy, not on the problem. And you will keep your light vibrating very high. And you'll have a smile on your face. People will think like, look at that lady smiling like that, or that man. Because I just feel so much love. I don't know what to do with it. So I share it. Share it everywhere you go. And if you don't feel happy one day, don't go out. Stay home and take care of it. We can be our own worst enemy. We walk around, we go, for 2 days, I've been miserable. Well, get rid of it. What are you holding on to it? It's coming up. It wants out. Let it out. Let it go so that you can change the dynamics of your life. Freedom. You give to yourself freedom. You see? Otherwise, you're tied to all of this. I want to make sure it's not 9 o'clock. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. All right. I went a minute over. Forgive me. I will finish this in my summary. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless all of you. And those that watch this on YouTube, please join us. We have 3 segments. You only get to see the one. And just go on the website, ourdivineorigin.com, and send me a note. Go on the forum page and send me a note, and we'll get you right on. We have 4 new people that are waiting to be put onto the list, and they're all going through the approval stage, and I believe all 4 of them are approved. Okay, they have to be vibrating in a way that they're not going to pull down the forum, because we're working on a very specific group of people. Yes. God bless each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara, and God bless you. That was really a great topic. And I think most of us can feel it, that we are Starseed. It's really great. Okay. So now we're going to stop the recording.
This beautiful song that we listened to. Your faith is so important. Believe. Believe that you can get through this. What does the water represent? Our emotions. And all the emotions in the world. They could drown you. But he has faith. But who's the Savior? He's talking about his own higher self, guiding him in this world of emotional craziness. It's just crazy right now. It's always been crazy, but now we're really aware of it. Yeah. So that song really had deep meaning. And to have that faith that everything's going to work out and that you can handle this because your Savior is yourself. You don't have to wait for anybody to save you. Everything we talk about is how you do it to yourself and for yourself. And as you do it, you bring up everyone that your heart's connected with. So it's not selfish. It's grace that you give yourself and others. And the collective consciousness of man is affected because it's fed in there every time you move through a limitation into the divine. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara, again. Okay, John, if you can stop the recording, please. Please. Okay, and Barbara, please, we'd love your closing statement.
Thank you. Blu-ray starseeds, these wonderful beings that you are, and even those that are not on this screen, I'm feeling that will be watching this, will be drawn to this topic because they are part of this magnificent group of people who came in to make a difference in the world. That's what this is all about, making a difference in the world, being who you are 100%, bringing your gifts, your talents, your inner knowing, everything that you are to the world, who look at you sometimes and thinks you're really out there someplace, but you're not. You're 100% real. And you are so distinctively you. All of us, if we are one and we look at all of those that are on the screen, including Cindy, who's probably taking care of her cats, you are looking at aspects of yourself in the talents and gifts of each one that's on this call. And if there's any that are on another page that I can't see, which I don't know that there are, but just know that each one of us is a reflection of each other, a beautiful reflection. And sometimes you'll say, oh, I wish I could do what so-and-so does. But you know what? Your talent, they wish they had. You see? And if you just work at it, you can bring up all the talents that you've accumulated over the eons of time. You've been artists, you've been writers, you've been leaders, you've been in every single aspect of life. There you were. You've been heroes. You've been the bad guy. You've been it all. You learned it all. And look at you now. Look what you chose to come in to do the greatest act anyone could do, to care enough to want to see the world better, stronger, truer, not the lies, not what you're seeing, not people caring only about themselves and don't care about others. But boy, if you don't give that everything to them when you're with them, they're really mad at you. They're so important to themselves. We've all been doing that in the past. We did it all. That's why we can't judge. Jesus was so smart. He said, don't judge anybody. You're judging yourself. That's all. You're just judging yourself, the things you don't love about yourself. But the good part is, you don't have to wait for somebody to heal you. Healer, heal thyself. Let it go. Whatever holds you back, would you let it go? Free yourself up so you can actually be this person in its fullness. If people are in your life that you love and you see them hurting, you're seeing a part of yourself that's hurting. As you love them and care about them and take care of them, you're nurturing yourself, a part of yourself. You see, it's all one big circle. Nothing is just what you're doing and giving. You're doing and giving to yourself at the same time. So never feel bad about doing that. Give of your heart always, always, especially with those you're closest with, because those are the ones we tend to say, and we go out with strangers and show them how wonderful we are. Start right at home. Make things kind and good and loving and caring. Do it with the people that are closest to you. Sometimes it's the hardest people to do it to, you know? Really, because they know you for a while. And they've seen you in all the different stages of your life. And it's like, oh man, can we just let that go? Can we forget those things and just look at who we are today? And that's part of the forgiveness. And when you forgive yourself and stop apologizing for what you did 20, 30 years ago, then others will not bring it up. It's our own guilt or shame or whatever it happens to be, disappointment that we have in ourself. Let it go. You took on the experience for a very important reason, and you learned from it. Yes, we learn from every experience that we go through. Yeah, a lot of it's not so pleasant, is it? And other things are just, if you can just get a sense of humor about it and laugh at yourself. I have recently found so much joy looking at some of the things that I used to be so angry about. And as you overcome more and more of the things that hold you back from being totally free, being totally you, you're going to start laughing too. I always use the analogy of Buddha, Gautama Buddha. The laughing Buddha. The reason was everything that went wrong in his life, he realized he did to himself, and everything good that happened in his life, he was responsible for too. And it just struck him so funny. And on the inner planes, go visit him. He is so much fun. He is so much fun to be with. And I've served him in many, many years, thousands of years I served him. And I learned so much from him and how he came to understand life. He taught me, he was the one that taught me about how you get over yourself if you would just allow yourself to do it. And it was true. It was true. We hang on to things and we're miserable about it. And all we have to do is change our mind and give it up. And then don't do it anymore. When the tendency comes up, stop yourself and say, nope, I'm not doing it that way anymore. No, no, I made a promise to myself. You've got to keep your promises. Don't yes when you don't mean yes. Be honest. I'm not ready for that yet. Or I like being miserable. That's the only thing I ever knew. I get that a lot from older men. They go, this is just who I am. I said, are you happy being who you are? And they go, no. I said, well, you don't have to be that way anymore. Yeah, but my father was like that. Yeah. Was he happy? No. So is that the pattern you want to keep? And the more that you do this with yourself, the more you realize, you know what? What am I doing? Why am I holding on to this? Free yourself. Only you can give yourself that freedom. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can heal you. That's the healing, emotional and mental healing, which heals everything. Your body is your body. We did a lot of damage to it, and a lot of it's solidified now. And it's very difficult to change that. It's changing it before it solidifies. That's the key. But we didn't even know about all this. Nobody knew. We didn't have a clue we could heal ourselves. What did it mean when we were told, healer, heal thyself? I am not a doctor. I don't have those skills. Well, we're not talking about your body. What? Yeah. And the cancers that are going on, these turbo cancers and stuff, people are actually, there was this man, and I don't know how I found out about this. I think somebody told me, and he was, really at the end, and he said to his family who were all around him, he said, Everybody thinks healing is all just physical. He said, but it isn't. When I surrendered to my situation and I realized it had a lot to do with the way I handled my life, I'm at peace. I'm at peace with it all. And it isn't that I needed to be physically healed. I feel healed on the deepest levels of my being. Well, I was bawling like a baby listening to this because this is the truth. You see, everybody wants to be healed physically. Well, I want to be healed emotionally and mentally so that that part of me that's eternal can go forward unwounded, no longer a victim of anything or anyone, not blaming anybody for the conditions of my life. That is a mature, spiritually active being. And that is you. That is you. That is us at our finest. Start loving yourself. And if you don't like something in somebody else, it's an indicator that you still have that same energy in you. And then you'll love them. You'll forgive them. And you'll heal yourself in the meantime. That's all that all of this is about. And when we step through the veil in the other planes, the higher planes, we're going to look at the people that gave us the hardest time and say, you, and you're going to have a really good time talking about it. It's going to be funny and say, boy, you really loved doing your job when you were whooping me with verbally and mentally and emotionally. And they go, that's right. I did my job very well. And others, when they do that work, they're serving humanity. It doesn't look like it, but they are. There's got to be agitators. Otherwise, everybody's so nice and we wouldn't get anywhere. Oh, I'm so happy. Everything's so good in my life. I'm going to watch the soaps and eat bonbons. We need us all, every single one of us. And if any of you are missing, this world is really sad. Believe me. So see yourself in the beauty of your potential and just keep going down that beautiful road towards who you really are in your totality, right here in this life. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to wait for anything or anyone. We can do it and have fun doing it. Yeah, I know it's not fun when you're going through one of those days, but afterwards you feel like $1,000,000. You actually feel lighter. And you don't feel bad having dessert. Really, really start loving yourself, accepting yourself, blessing yourself and everybody around you. It's going to feel really good. God bless you and God love you. And I say amen.
We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention, for your wonderful questions, future topic suggestions, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency ever higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. Amen.